Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I'm Aviation05. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. And in this video, I'm going to be doing the first airport update of Portland International Airport in Oregon. I've never actually had the things to build a Portland airport, like a full-sized airport, so this is just a shrunken down version of the airport. So the terminals are a little shorter. Cargo is going to be where the parking lot and all the roads are, and just everything's gonna be a little smaller, but it's still gonna be what it should look like. I will not have airlines like Allegiant, Condor, WestJet, things like that. I won't be having a couple airlines like that because I don't have them yet. So I am looking forward to getting WestJet, Condor, Allegiant, and pretty much just any other planes that I think of. It would be good to have at the airport. So I'm just going to work without those. I did put military in today because I thought that could help compensate a little bit for the planes that I am missing. But that's really it. There's not a lot of news that I have to kind of update things on. I just thought it'd be cool to do an airport update. I also apologize that I have not updated anything on my channel in a long time, no new videos, because I've been gone and I've been so busy just all of July. So I apologize for that, but without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and get straight into the video. Alright, first up, and on the northeastern side of the airport, and in the hard stands, this is where planes mostly Iceland Air go. We have the Iceland Air Boeing 757-200 in the National Geographic's livery. I was not able to find any Iceland Air in the normal livery, so like I said, this is what I have to work with. This flight arrived in from Reykjavik, Iceland, and we'll be doing a turnaround back out there. This flight arrives in about from 5:45 to about 6 every day. Actually, I was just outside and I got to see the Iceland Air flight fly over. But what it does is it flies in, it stays the night in Portland and leaves about 1:30 to 2 in the afternoon the next day, and actually passes the Iceland Air flight that is going to Portland and will stay the night again. So that's what he's doing. He is currently in the hard stands and will be taking off here in about 45 minutes to Reykjavik. Up next, and at the end of the terminal, is the Air Canada Express Bombardier CRJ 900. This flight arrived in from Vancouver, British Columbia, and we'll be doing a turnaround back out there. This route is flown by the Dash 8 normally, but I don't have any of those, so that's just what this 900 is going to be operating as. But I did actually see a 900 fly to Portland from Vancouver one time, and that's the only reason I bought this plane, is because I'm like, okay, it came to Portland, I can buy it now. But that's this guy's route, and is flown on a Dash 8, so just, imagine that for me. Up next, and at the end of the terminal, is the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the Freedom 1 livery. This flight arrived in from Chicago Midway, and we headed out to Burbank, California. I actually did see this plane recently, which was super cool, which is November 800 Whiskey November, which was a really cool plane to see fly over. Yeah. Up next, we have another Southwest Airlines. This is a Boeing 737-800. This flight arriving from San Jose, California, and will be headed out to Sacramento, California. Another Southwest Airlines. This is a Boeing 737-700. This arrived in from Phoenix, and then will be headed out to Las Vegas. Currently pushing back for runway 28 right is the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8. This flight arrived in from Oakland and will be headed out to Denver, Colorado. Lastly, for our Southwest Airlines lineup, we have a retired Boeing 737-700 in the Desert Gold livery. This flight arrived in from San Jose, California, and we'll be headed out to San Jose again, so that's going to be doing a turnaround. Moving on to our United section, we have a United Airlines Boeing 737-700 with split scimitar winglets. This flight arrived in from Chicago ORD, and we'll be headed out to Denver, Colorado. Up next is another United Airlines. This is a Boeing 737-900. This flight arrived in from New York EWR, and we'll be turning around to go back out to EWR. We got the light from that terminal shining right onto that Delta Airlines Boeing. See, I've been saying Boeing for the past 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 planes that I called an Airbus A321neo a Boeing. So like I said, Airbus A321neo. This flight arrived in from Detroit, and we'll be doing a turnaround back out there. This is a pretty normal flight for Delta Airlines, but flown on an A321. But I don't have that yet, which would actually be a good plane to have. I'm actually wanting to get the A320 at some point. On the end of the terminal here is a Delta Airlines Boeing 737-900ER. I could send this one out on a normal 800-900 route, but being very sad that I do not have an Embraer E175 Delta connection, I'm just going to say that's what this is today. Delta 175 doing a turnaround from Seattle. So I'm hoping, I actually might buy a 175 Delta off of eBay, because Portland, that's the only Delta connection they have, and they just do that all day. Same with Horizon, just Seattle to Portland, Portland to Seattle all day. So that's what this Delta Airlines is going to be doing. It's going to be operating as a 175 today. Up next, and our last Delta Airlines, is a Airbus A330-300. This flight will be doing a turnaround to Amsterdam. This is a daily flight for Delta, arrives about 11:30 and heads out around 1:32-ish. Another international flight, and one I actually just got to see because it's that time at 6 o'clock here around Portland, and I get to see all the international flights fly over. London is currently sending 777s to Portland, flown by British Airways, but I don't have a 777, and probably won't get one just because for British Airways I don't want to have more than one. It's not that necessary, but we'll see. So this is the British Airways Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner with flaps down. That's the flaps down mold. Doing a turnaround to London. This will be leaving in a little bit. I apologize for the weird angle, but I found out the reason that whenever I tried filming my South Waterloo airport updates, the runway was always on this end, and I was always wondering why the lighting was off, and it's because of this purple curtain. This teal curtain back here. So it gave a purple orangish distortion to the camera, making the color look off. So that's why it's at a weird angle. But this is a U.S. Air Force C-17 Globemaster. This is just doing a test flight, so they're going to go run around Oregon, California, and then head up to Spokane, and they'll go to the Spokane base tonight. Arriving in from Guadalajara and heading back out there in a little over an hour is the Volaris Airways, or Volaris Airlines, Airbus A320neo, and the 100 Avions livery. I think this is actually a newer A320 that Volaris bought. Up next, we have a Spirit Airbus A320 with fence tips, and this will be doing a turnaround from and to Las Vegas tonight. or this afternoon. Yeah, I'm so used to it being nighttime right now, or evening when this airport update is supposed to be taking place at like 3. After that, we have the Frontier Airlines Airbus A320neo. This flight arriving from Phoenix and will be continuing on out to Denver. After that, we have a Hawaiian Airlines Airbus A321neo. Normally, Hawaiian leaves in the morning and comes back in the evening, normally like a 12-hour difference. But I just wanted to put it in the first update. She is arriving in from Kahului and will be headed out to Honolulu tomorrow. Moving on over to the cargo section, we have a UPS Airlines Boeing 757-200 freighter. 4 757s here at Portland. They normally arrive in from Ontario and then head out to Spokane, so that's what he's going to be doing tonight. Up next, we have a Prime Air Boeing 737-800 freighter. This flight arrived in from Lakeland and will be headed out to Fairbanks tonight. Over on the FedEx side, we have a FedEx Boeing 767-300. This flight arriving from Memphis and will be headed back out there. Down at the end of the FedEx terminal, and my smallest, tiniest little models I have, we have a FedEx Express Cessna 208 Super Cargo Master. This flight arrived in from Klamath Falls and will be headed out to Corvallis. Another Cessna 208 Cargo Master for FedEx Express. This flight arrived in from Medford and will be headed out to, let's see, what's a good spot? Let's go with North Bend. Oh, also, FedEx Express, they send these planes so many a day. It's like you will see on runway 28 left, they all are like stacked up like 3 or 4 in a row. And they just take off and they're headed out to all these different places. And then they come back to Portland, then go out and then come back to Portland for the night. And it's super cool to watch on the radar. Sitting here all by himself down at the corner. And, you know, until I get more Alaska SkyWest or Horizon, we have an Alaska SkyWest Embraer E175. This flight arrived in from Seattle and then we'll be headed out to Salt Lake City. That's kind of it. The lighting actually over here is pretty good. This is also my setup currently for it. We have kind of a curvy terminal looking thing with some wood blocks, which is actually kind of accurate to what Portland looked like. And normally right here would be like a parking garage, and I was actually right around here. The tower would be more over here, but it's fine. That's where I was actually watching. I could see these planes pretty well from where I was watching from the parking lot, which I have a video up on that. If you guys want to go check that out, that is on my channel. Well, it's on this channel. Yeah, I just have to remember that I'm filming this, not actually, you know, you get it. Up next, we have an Alaska Airlines Boeing 737-900 in the One World livery. This flight is departing out to Seattle after arriving in from San Francisco. So first thing first, it was really hard for me to get any GSE back here, so GSE is empty on this part of the terminal. Also, I don't have any more gates, so I can't hook this up with gates. So I apologize for that. But this is the technically U.S. Airways, but American Airlines operating in a U.S. Airways Heritage livery. This flight arrived in from Dallas DFW and will be headed out to Phoenix, Arizona. And I'm going to try to position this a little better. After that is the American Airlines Airbus A321 in the in the flagship Valor livery. Ooh, this flight arrived in from Charlotte, North Carolina, and will be doing a turnaround back out there. Up next and hitting the other side of the terminal, we have an Alaska Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 9. This flight arrived in from Washington, D.C., normally flown on an 800, and then we'll be headed out to San Diego, California. After that, right above it, and retired for Alaska Airlines, is an A320. This flight arrived in from Sacramento and will be headed out to Seattle. Last for Alaska tonight, we have another MAX 9 in the Orca livery, or West Coast Wonders. This flight arrived in from Los Angeles, California, and will be headed out to Spokane. Up above that, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. We have a JetBlue Airways arriving in from Boston and is delayed getting back out there. Lastly for today on the lineup is the American Eagle Embraer 175. This flight will be doing a turnaround to Los Angeles like it does most days. Sometimes they arrive in from Phoenix and then head out to Los Angeles. But that's what he's going to be up to today. That does wrap it up for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you on the next one. Have a great day.